What's up, everybody? This is Brian. I'm here with Vince and Vinny. Vinny Appice.
Vince and Vinny.
Yeah.
Come on. Sounds like a company.
Yeah, or what was that? My brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl. Yeah. Remember that? Newhart. We're here at Society Brewing. We're also here with Derek Riggs, but he'll be in a separate video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming and hang out with us, Vinny.
Yeah, this is cool. What a beautiful day in San Diego.
Yeah. On that note, you don't live too far from here anymore, right?
No, we live about an hour from here, so it's easy. But we always fly out of San Diego Airport.
Really easy to go to LAX and all that.
Yeah. LAX is only for international travel from there.
Yeah, same here.
Not going to LAX.
Yeah. Vinny, you're known for, well, obviously you're a legendary drummer. You've drummed with legendary Black Sabbath and, of course, with Dio. But I'm kind of curious, your brother Carmine is also a drummer. And I'm wondering if you guys' competition amongst brothers kind of led to your skills being better on both sides?
Bosses. Well, Carmine is 11 years older than I am, so he started when I was a kid. And my parents were very supportive. They used to go see the shows. They'd take me and my sister, we were young, to watch the show, Vanilla Fudge mainly. So they're very supportive of us. So then I saw that, and like, I want to play. This is fun, you know. Even before the Vanilla Fudge, he would rehearse in the house with his band. You know, and they would rehearse in one of the rooms, and I'd sit there on the floor and watch all this, see all the amps, all the cables, and singing and playing, and keyboards and guitars, and so that got my fire going. So
it was, you were just really impressed just to see the whole process, the creative process, and also the technical.
Yeah, I was like, wow, look at these amps. You know, back then when you were a kid, you think, well, that amp has one speaker, so this one must be louder. It has two. Yeah. But that got me going, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Vinny, I got to ask you this question. What was it like playing with the legendary Black Sabbath?
It was pretty amazing. And I was backing up before I got a call from Sabbath. I got a call from Sharon Osbourne. And she told me they're putting a band together around Ozzy this before his career started. And we heard about you. We'd like to fly you to England and hang out with Ozzy. So I knew Ozzy was pretty crazy. So I asked my brother Carmine, I said, I got this offer to go to England. And back then I was probably, 21 years old. I'd never been out of the country except for Canada. Like, England, where's England? And I asked Carmine, what do you think? Is Ozzy crazy? Goes, oh, yeah, he's not.
Yeah, it turns out obviously yes, yeah.
So I'm like, oh, shit. So I actually didn't do it. And then about a month or two later, I got a call from Sabbath, tour manager, saying they were on tour. They just came back from Denver where they were supposed to play McNichols Arena, and Bill Ward left. So they had to postpone the show, and they had about 4 days off to find a drummer. I don't know where they got my number from. He was on the wall in the Rainbow or something.
Well, I mean, that's your second huge call, so your number must have been floating around.
Yeah. It's pretty good month when Ozzy calls and
send it the same month?
Well, a couple months.
Yeah, wow.
Or even the year, you know?
Yeah.
So that was easier because they were in Hollywood. Tony Iommi was at the hotel in Hollywood. You want to come meet Tony? See how you guys get along? Yeah. So I was in Hollywood back then. I lived there. Drove to the hotel, met Tony. We hit it off. He said, come down to rehearsal. Okay. So I went down to rehearsal, brought my drums and my 67 Mustang, little set, and we played. First song we played was Neon Nights. Because I heard it on the radio about a week before, and I knew it was fast. There was only one break in it, so I could fake it. Just listen for the break, and then it comes back and we go out. So that's the first song I played with them. And ironically, 40-something years later, it was the last song I played was Ronnie with Sabbath. And that song's been the first song, it's been the last song, it's been the middle song in the set. And after I played with them, tried a couple other things, and they said, yeah, let's do it. The only concern was I had a very small drum set, and Iommi had 4 stacks, and Geezer had 4 stacks. So I was like, it looks a little off. So Tony asked me if I played double bass. I said, no, but I'll call Ludwig Drums and get some drums. So the next thing I did was call Ludwig, get 3 or 4 more drums, and then started putting them up in the air, more cymbals, and so it got bigger, 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 until I picture over there of 21-piece drum set.
Yeah.
Which then I had to get shoulder surgery because that shit. So it was amazing playing with them. I listened to the records. I wasn't a huge Sabbath fan, so I had to listen to the stuff and then get into that vibe and the way Bill played. Bill played, as he would quote, he's a percussionist, which you can hear that. Great stuff that he played. So, I kind of went in that way and kept my eyes open and my ears open and kind of tailored myself to fit in. And I learned to play more behind the beat, what the way Tony plays. So it's really heavy. Keep it back, You hear Tony play by himself, and it's just locked in, just heavy, steady. So it was amazing. Then I was like, but the amazing part, I couldn't enjoy playing with them because I was so concerned of learning all the songs.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
4 days. Oh my God.
Bill's style, for you to have to play that must have really made you improve your chops.
Well, I had to listen to some of the stuff. I mean, some of the parts I'd go, what the?
Yeah, the fills and stuff.
Yeah, so then I started just being myself as well and doing the major parts, and it fit in. Tony liked it, Geezer liked it, and Ronnie was cool with it. And so as we went along, it got better and better. Yeah, and it was supposed to be, you're in the band until Bill comes back. So I said, okay, great way to spend the summer. Black Sabbath summer school.
Yeah, wow. And so they're convinced.
Never came back.
Yeah.
Then we went on to tour. Then we got an offer to do a movie, Heavy Metal, the movie Heavy Metal, write a song for that. So we're in England, and we went into John Lennon's house. He was passed by then. That's a house where he did Imagine and videos and all different things. And we wrote the Mob Rules in that house and recorded it. And then when it was finished, everybody loved it. Record company loved it. So at that point, I knew, well, Bill's not going to come back, it looks like. If he does, he's going to play Mob Rules. Bill plays his own stuff.
Sure, yeah.
So that kind of, I thought, that kind of put me in the door there,
Yeah, that's a trip. On that note, working with Ronnie, I'm not sure how familiar you were with Ronnie before.
You know what? I wasn't that familiar. I heard some of the stuff, Man on the Silver Mountain, the Rainbow stuff.
Yeah.
And I heard those songs, Long Live Rock and Roll. What a fantastic singer. Then when I heard Neon Nights on the radio that day, wow, that new singer for Sabbath sounds amazing. And it was Ronnie, soon to become one of my best friends in the world, and we got along so well. And so it was pretty funny the way it all came together,
And what was he like to work with and be friends with?
It was amazing, just he'd be sitting there in the rehearsal room writing lyrics. We'd be jamming on something, both with Sabbath and Dio. And then he'd go up to the mic and sing a couple lines. He'd go, holy shit, sounds like the record's finished. It was so spot on and strong. I was like, oh, man. And then I watched him, the way he worked with the fans. Like one of the first things I remember, we pulled out of an arena with Sabbath. We had 2 limos, Ronnie and I in one, and Tony Geezer would leave early. We would stay and hang out with the crew and whatever. Pull up, go out of the arena, pull up the hill and go to the gates and let us out. And there's a whole bunch of fans there. And it's freezing cold out. It's January in upstate New York. And Ronnie says, stop. Gets out of the limo, walks over to the fans, starts signing stuff for them. Wow, that's cool. So I did the same thing. I wasn't that known back then, but now that's somebody who cares, you know.
I'm paying respect to the fans.
Yeah, he cares about his fans. He remembers your name. And it's just amazing. The next year or tour, you go see Ronnie, you go, hey, Brian, how you doing, man? And he remembers your name. And I'd be going, hey, Bob, that's really good to see. He remembered everybody's name. It's incredible. He loved his fans. He loved the music.
So, yeah, that's incredible. I'll hand it over to Vince.
Vince.
Yeah, I think the 2 Vinces. I'll get out.
Vince and Vinny. So the Heaven and the Hell, the band, how did that come together? That's really one of the heaviest things you guys ever made.
Well, we did all that stuff at that point in time. I was doing some other things. Then I got a call from Wendy Dio. And she said, you want to play with the boys again? I said, who wouldn't? Of course. Okay, so they're doing an album called The Dio Years.
Yeah.
And they're working with Bill. And it's taken so long. So I won't point fingers, but to get the thing finished. It's only a couple of songs. Okay. So I flew to, they said, we'll fly you out next week. I said, okay, cool. So I flew out and then went to Tony's house. He has a studio in the house. And they said, Vinny's here. But before that, I'm a jokester, right? So I told Wendy after she made a deal, I said, I got to tell you something. She goes, what? Because I gained a lot of weight. I had to get a reinforced stool made for the clothes. Yeah. And she goes, oh, I'm thinking, what are you going to get? Cancel it now? So she must have told the band, because when I got there at Tony's house, they said, Vinny's here. And then they all came looking around, peeking around the hall, see what I looked like. I walk in and, you bastard. But it was the best way to break the ice. I went in and we had a beer or two and hung out and blah, blah, blah. And then eventually I went in and started working on drum sound with the engineer. And I think we were able to cut one song that night. You know, I played to them. It was already recorded. So then it went quick, and then it was like, hey, why don't we tour? And it started doing the tours. So we did 2 tours, and it became, why don't we do an album? So we did the last album called The Devil You Know. So it was amazing playing together again.
Yeah, it seemed like all of you guys had fun being back together and enjoyed.
We did. It was a lot of fun, and we were playing, we were on our game, Band sounded great.
Yeah.
But as usual, it's not going to last that long. Every time the band gets together, it lasts, luckily, 2 years, and then something happens.
Yeah.
So, but it was great while it lasted.
Yeah, I was there when you guys played at the Wacken Festival in Germany.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was big. I think that was the gig. It was so cold out. So I had a big drum set, and a lot of the drum heads were painted black. And I'm playing them. They're up here. I'm hitting them right through the drum head. I go, what? And the same thing on this one. Wait a minute. Then they went to try to change the drum heads, and I went, don't bother. You know what it is? It's the cold and the paint. And I go right through. So it was like, oh, yes. So then, of course, at the end of the show, I was like, oh, destroyed them. It's cool.
What are some of your favorite drummers or your influences? I'm sure your brother and
Yeah, my brother, Buddy Rich, Billy Cobham, John Bonham, Mitch Mitchell.
all right.
Those are drummers that played, I call them lead drummers. They played in the song with licks and different things that became part of the song. And as a drummer, I could listen to that, go, wow, that's a cool fill. What was that? From any of those drummers. And let me steal it. Let me learn it, you know? And that's why I started making records. I just felt that anyway, to play with some aggressive.
Felt the energy.
Yeah, and put things on there like drummers who go, what's that? What's that? That's cool. And licks. But not just to throw them in, but they fit, you know? They fit. So that's what I did. I still do. You know, I'll sit there and come up with something weird, and as long as it fits and feels right, you know.
How about, I know sometimes you do a drum solo too. How do you come up with that?
They go, drum solo.
That's when they all go backstage and have water.
Oh, yeah. The drum solo is to give everybody a break. Because, you know, with Sabbath, I joined 1980. Okay, the drum solo. Drum solo? Okay. I've done them before, but not thousands of people.
Yeah.
So what I did was I thought, you got to get intro. Love it. And then go to the second part. Then the third part would be improvising, depending how it's going and the sounds and I'm playing. Then maybe another part and then an ending. And I just used that. And then it got longer and longer and longer. And then, yeah, it was for everybody to rest. I don't do them anymore. It's doing drum solo.
And do you have any newer projects or a webpage where people can find your stuff you have still?
Yeah, I got Vinny Appice official Facebook, and my drum company, which is this thing, Sawtooth. They can make amazing drums, and every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time, I do a live stream from my studio in my house. That's when I do a drum solo.
No.
And, you know, I play a couple of songs. Unfortunately, I can't play Dio or Sabbath because of the copyright. That they stopped me. It's like, I'm on the song. You know, some of them I'm on the writing credits and Dio. So doing that. And then I got a band with Vivian Campbell from the original Dio and Def Leppard called Last in Line. And now he's on tour with Def Leppard. So we're sitting here. So I started a thing like a couple of years ago to Sabbath Nights. I got a band on the East, a band on the West, band in South America. And we play all the deep cuts from Mad Rules, a little bit of the old stuff, some Dio, and just did some dates out here. It's going really well. People love it, and I got some more dates coming up. It's fun playing that stuff. I'm not trying to break a band, not trying to sell albums. This is just like, guys ready? And play all this cool shit.
Yeah, I just still want to keep playing.
It's fun. So I'm having a ball doing that. So you can go on my name is the website as well.
All right. You finished there?
All right. Vinny, appreciate your time.
Yeah.
And it's nice to meet you in person.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and, come out and see Vinny live stream and check out
Tuesday on Facebook, 4 p.m.
All right, thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Well,
How long have you had your drum company for?
I've been